host, Gabby.
And I'm Mark.
And today we're in a car. Why are we in a car, Mark?
Because we were going to talk about the upcoming New York Auto Show, and we didn't want to be over there in the common area where lots of people can hear us.
We needed a little bit of a different setting today because we have a lot to talk about. Now, myself and Charlotte will be at the New York Auto Show, and that is April 1st, 2026, which is approximately 2 days from now. We're flying in tomorrow, and then Wednesday is when we get access to the show itself. Now, it looks like Hyundai is stealing this show. We were so excited about Kia because they're unveiling the new 2027 Kia Seltos, but Hyundai has something very secret and what seems to be very big. So if you haven't been following their socials, they've been posting teasers of almost otherworldly-like concept, a big cube floating in the air. And if you haven't seen our previous auto show coverage, they showcased the Creator concept vehicle, which is an insane take of somewhat of an Ioniq 5 and also a completely off-road-esque, almost space crawler vehicle. It's a really cool car. I mean, there's a whole video game set up inside. It is seriously a very, very cool vehicle. Is it practical? Absolutely not. But Hyundai has teased the idea of a production-ready variant of the Creator concept. Is their release going to be that? I don't know, but it's a possibility. Everything's been very, very, very hush-hush as to what Hyundai is unveiling, but we know it's a world's premiere vehicle, and we know it's going to be exciting. If it's not exciting, well, they built up a lot of
A lot of hype for
yeah,
nothing.
seriously, a lot of hype. Now, with that being said, there have been a few vehicles I've been waiting for Hyundai to give an update on. So things like the next generation of the Elantra or the next generation of the Tucson. Now, would that be a vehicle that they would be so hush-hush about? I don't think so. I feel like that's something we would have had little pebbles of info by now. So I don't think that is this big release. This is going to be something new, something very exciting. Now, if I had to speculate, I think I have 3 theories.
Okay.
Do you want to hear them?
No.
Okay.
I'm just kidding.
End of video, you guys. So I think the most realistic theory I have, sorry, this actually combines 2 vehicle options. One is a production-ready variant of the Creator concept. So SUV crossover-esque, a little bit more off-road-esque, XRT-like, a very cool, very adventure-ready vehicle. Zero emission, of course, be an electric car. Other option is an electric pickup truck, mid-size. So not Santa Cruz size, not unibody. Maybe we could even get a body-on-frame truck. I don't know.
There is a possibility.
There is a possibility. I do think that is quite possible based off what the promo material has been. Very, very adventurous in its styling. You know what? I should just find Hyundai's post. This is from their social media, their Instagram, I believe. Let me get it. Okay. So check this out. Very spacey, giant cube, orbiting. It can't be an Elantra, you guys.
No.
We can't send an Elantra in that kind of terrain.
Do you think it's going to be something boxy? Because that looks cube-esque?
Well, if it's a truck, it could very well be a boxy truck. The Creator concept wasn't too square. I mean, it definitely has all the pixelated elements of the typical Ioniq lineup, but the body itself wasn't necessarily square, kind of like the Santa Fe or the Palisade. Those are very, very square body vehicles. Another option, what could be, and this is what I'm most excited for, although I don't think it's what it's going to be, is the Envision 74. When Charlotte and I first saw this vehicle at our very first auto show, that was the Toronto Auto Show in 2023, fell in love. Now, this is a hydrogen fuel cell vehicle. That's how it was unveiled as a concept. If it does come to production, I don't imagine it would be hydrogen fuel cell because simply our infrastructure is just not ready for that, especially here in Ontario or Canada.
And hydrogen's only in a couple of places.
Very, very few places. But take a look at this vehicle. This is one of the most beautiful cars stunning, gorgeous. I have no words.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely beautiful. I would love for this to come to fruition.
If it was a copy-paste. But usually concept vehicles do have some alterations. But
Yeah.
if that was copy-paste,
oh my gosh.
that would look amazing.
This is perfect. This is perfect. Will it be a top seller? Probably not. I mean, it may not be the most practical vehicle in the Hyundai lineup, seeing as it is a coupe, but it is absolutely stunning. Those wheels, the tail lamps, everything, the diffuser. Such an absolutely stunning car. I don't imagine it'll be cost effective. So maybe we should unveil that Elantra or that Tucson. But beautiful car. That is something we are very excited to find out on. And that press release is at 9:55 a.m. We should absolutely live stream that press release.
100%.
So if you guys want to find out same time as us, we'll do a live on the world premiere at Hyundai's booth.
Now, is there a time difference?
No.
No New York time. Okay, good.
Yeah, they're in the same time zone as us, so 9:55 Eastern Standard Time. Of course, Hyundai is also live streaming this event, so their stream might have better quality, but ours might be more exciting because we're going to be there finding out the same time as you guys. So why don't open both tabs? Open their tab for the quality, and then you can get our reaction. And you can comment if we were right or wrong, or if your guess was right or wrong. But tell me what you guys think will be the major premiere for Hyundai. Now, that is the what ifs and the speculation. Let's talk about what we do now. And that is Hyundai's lineup for just the show itself is going to be largely EV focused. They have a fantastic EV lineup. And just like every auto show, you can expect to see pretty much everything they offer on display. So if you are a consumer or you're looking to just take a look at every manufacturer's lineup, that is the best place to do it because you don't have those salespeople there. There's no high pressure sales tactics. You just get to view entire lineups of every manufacturer all in one place. So you don't have to hop between dealership to dealership, just check everything out. You can hop inside the cars, play around with them. Sometimes you aren't able to go through the screens themselves, depending on how the manufacturer has their booth set up. Sometimes they have them in full accessory mode where you can flip between panels, sometimes not. But you still get a good feel for what each manufacturer has to offer. So Hyundai should have their entire lineup plus this major premiered vehicle. And then over on the Kia side of things, they're unveiling the 2027 Seltos. Now we can expect to see this in its highest trim line. Oftentimes they'll actually have a few different models of the released vehicle. So they might have, the off-road inspired X-Line trim, but they also might have, the highest model, just regular gas turbo trim. So we should see that there. One thing I don't think we'll see is the hybrid variant. I think it's a little too early for us here. The North American market is expected to receive hybrid powertrains later on, so they might not have that available at the auto show, but hopefully we can get some more information on what the hybrids will give us, such as fuel efficiency specs and performance specs too. Now, I haven't seen too much of the chat, so I want to see what you guys are saying. Disappointing Mark isn't going to the New York Auto Show. Well, Mark, if you drive, you can meet us there.
Well, to drive to New York, it's only 7 hours, so
That's not bad.
It's very realistic.
That's a work day.
Exactly. But hey, don't be sad. Be happy that you guys are that I'll be here working, and they'll be there filming.
Which is working.
Yep. Yeah.
Trunk talk at the auto show will be awesome. I think we should absolutely film a trunk talk there. Maybe we can even get a special guest who would be okay with being interviewed with them. Yeah, you know what? I don't know who will ask, but we should ask somebody. Just find some random person, be like, hey, can we ask you questions, please? Any news on the next Sorento? No. Unfortunately not. That is not something we have on our radar yet. So no internal news from the Kia dealership side of things, but also nothing as far as the auto show goes. Now, I don't think we will find anything out at this auto show about the Sorento. I think we probably still got another year or two of current gen before they even think about not revisiting, refreshing the model. Or actually, quite honestly, it should be a redesign because they've already done the refresh last year. Okay, Tim just walked by. Do you think Kia and Hyundai will show many of their EVs given most won't be sold in the US? So because we will be at the New York Auto Show, I don't imagine the EV5 will be there as that is a Canada-specific vehicle. But things like the EV4 should be. Yeah. So we will see, the EV6 should be there because that's discontinued in Canada but not in the States. We will see our EV9, some future concepts as well. Oh, that was really bright, that truck. Oh, that really hurt. But yeah, their US lineup will be there, the entirety of it. I guess the Ioniq 6 won't be there. Oh,
well, Genesis will also be there, won't they?
I believe Genesis is supposed to be there, which means maybe we can actually film there as well. Now, typically, when we're here at the dealership, we never get the chance to film Genesis product because we are just a dealership and we don't have a Genesis store. So we don't have access to their inventory or stock. But at the auto show, we should have the ability to. Charlotte's on. Hey, Char, what do you think Hyundai's big reveal is? Do you think it is the Envision 74? Do you think it's a production-esque creator concept? Or do you think it's a new truck? Let us know. Same here. I'm only going to get a picture with Gabby. You guys, we will be there Wednesday, probably the entire day. So if you are there, come say hello. You know where to find us. We'll either be at the Kia booth or the Hyundai booth. And if we're not at one, we're at the other. And I think they're actually close together at this auto show. I forget what show it was, Charlotte. If you remember, tell us in the comments. But one of the shows we were at, they were so far apart, and we just didn't manage our time well. So we started filming at one. They're like, "Oh, we got to do this," and we got a lot of steps in that day. Are you taking the corgis? The dogs will not be there, unfortunately.
Oh, Charlotte says that it better be the Elantra.
Ooh, I would love for it to be the Elantra. I feel like it is so past due for me. I can't keep telling you guys that I think the Elantra is going to be there and it's never there. I feel so bad. I believe it would be the new generation Elantra in Tucson. So I hope they're there. I seriously hope they are there. But that is not going to be their world premiere car, if that makes sense. I also can't guarantee those cars will even be there, the Elantra or the Tucson, other than their current generation. Did you guys do the Jeep experience outside? No, we haven't done it outside. We've only ever had Camp Jeep inside the auto show, and we always go on the Camp Jeep. Elantra, they said the first round of production ones are out. They had to do 3 or 4 more of those. We don't have the next gen Elantra out. No, at least not here in Canada. But
although some markets do,
yeah, they'll get them before.
Get them early.
Just like the next gen or the new gen Seltos is already available in India.
Mm-hmm.
On test runs, okay. Any update on the squirrels? You know what? We actually haven't seen them that much. I think they're kind of out of the house a little bit more. In the summer, they were always up in their nest, which is an Kia sign. But I think now that the weather's nice and warm, they're more out and about. They're enjoying the day. They come back home later. The dealership's closed by then. What vehicle are you guys currently sitting in? We are in a 2026 Kia Sorento PHEV SX, which is the top line model for the PHEV Sorento here in Canada. Cool Kev asked if the Forte is done officially. Yes, it was. Or yes, it is. 2024 was the last model year for the Forte. Very sad. It was replaced by the Kia K4. Now, I know Kia doesn't want us to say it was replaced. Matter of fact, they want to say it evolved. And now, what that means, though, is where the Forte was in our lineup, it is now the K4 instead. So that is our compact sedan or introductory vehicle. The price point of the K4 and its entry trim is not far off from what the Forte was, and I gotta be honest, it offers a lot more car for the money. So if you just need something good on gas with great tech, you might be very, very, very pleasantly surprised with the introductory model of the K4. It is seriously such an impressive car, and I know I work at Kia. I'm obviously gonna, have a liking for the brand, some bias for the brand, but no, I have to be honest, you guys. Even compared to the Elantra, keep in mind, I also stand for the Hyundai product, the K4. Kind of blows it out of the water, as the Elantra currently sits. Now, when the Elantra does get redesigned, it will probably take over and be a better option than the K4. Mm-hmm. That's the most interesting part of our job. It's our cars, they're great, but usually one is maybe a year or two more advanced than the other. So it's, it also really depends on what your preference is, and also affordability, availability, because that can still be an issue depending on where you are. Ryan said, Gabby, I just wish they would have increased the power of the K4. And for that, I totally understand, especially if you are someone who's buying the car purely for performance. So handling, you want that horsepower, you want that torque, you want that overall sporty feel. I do think the K4 leans more towards a comfortable everyday drive with a bit of a sporty flair, but the emphasis is sporty flair. So that is in, the patterns of the seats, the feel of the steering wheel. Obviously, there is a slight horsepower and torque boost when you opt for the turbo model, but it doesn't have that more fun feel of the dual clutch and just the overall, I don't know, like the red accents, the bold accents, and the feeling of the Forte GT versus the regular Forte. So the K4, I think, is just a little bit more comfortable. comfortable sporty, while the Forte was fun sporty, if that makes sense.
Thank you, Chris, for the $20, and thank you, Stephen, for the 2.
Thank you guys. You guys. Anything similar to the Stinger coming from the Kia Hyundai group. So nothing from Kia or Hyundai specifically, but there is still the Stinger adjacent Genesis option. So you can still get that 3.3 liter turbo 6 in
3.3.
yeah. In the Genesis lineup. Genesis actually has some great sports sedan models and absolutely beautiful. Of course, their cars will definitely lean towards a bit more of the luxury department. So you will have some finer materials, you will have a little bit more flair in the design aspect, but you can still get that great performance of the 3.3. Mark is already in summer mode. Yeah, I had no idea today was going to be the way it is. It's sunny outside. It's 18 degrees. It's basically summer over here.
Yeah.
I did not know.
I was going to wear a cardigan, but then I looked at the weather and it's like, it's going to be 18. And I was like, dude, I'm not wearing a cardigan. I'll sweat.
It's a button-down shirt. It's beach weather.
That's right. Ready for vacation.
Yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow, so that is a vacation for Mark. I have a daughter around the same age as Gabby with the same name. Ooh, great taste. Uh-huh. Any questions? Do you have a sample of the red two-tone interior at the dealership? For what car? For the new K4? We do not. So that is something that's new for the K4 in the 2026 model year, and that is the red interior option. It's available in the turbo models, but we have not had one arrive at our dealership yet. We're hoping for soon, but you know how it goes. We often do not get color interior options that often. Gabby, forgot to tell you that my sister and brother-in-law have a Nexo. Ooh, okay, so the Nexo is a bit of an odd car. An interesting car for sure, but definitely an odd car. It's not something we see at all here in Ontario. Although it was technically offered, no dealerships really got them. There simply is no infrastructure for hydrogen fuel cell vehicles in our area. I think the closest fill-up station is Quebec, which is in another province.
And yeah, the only one that I ever knew about was there was a bunch in California.
Yes, yeah.
And that was when it was like first introduced.
Yeah. So fuel cell makes more sense there, but where we are, you can't really do it. It's not there yet. I think it's incredible technology, and I hope we get there, but as of right now, you can't.
Yep. There's going to be some early adopters, but I think it'll definitely take time for infrastructure to build, and then we'll see what happens from there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, we don't talk much about them just because we don't have access to them, right? So our Hyundai store has never received an EXO. We haven't been able to film one. Even at the auto shows, we haven't seen them. So
yeah, because the closest place we can fuel up is Quebec. Someone asked what will Mark be doing when Gabby is away?
Waiting for me to come back.
Waiting patiently for Gabby to come back. I'm also going to be doing work for your mom. So I'm going to be doing cash flow and data entry.
All the fun stuff.
Woot woot.
Someone asked Porsche or Lamborghini? Porsche.
Lamborghini.
Why?
Oh, well, no. Sorry. The other live was Ferrari or Lamborghini. Ooh, that's a toughie. I think
Ferrari.
I know. I still like Lamborghini. I'd probably go with Porsche.
Porsche. What are your pros on Porsche?
They look really nice.
Man, everything.
I do like the body stylings that Porsche comes up with.
From the beginning of the 911 to current generation, just that classic silhouette. If it ain't broke, don't fix it, you guys. Don't fix it.
What about McLaren or Porsche?
Porsche. I'm not a big, supercar person. Obviously, I think they're cool, yeah, but I don't know much about, like...
Yeah, neither do I.
Yeah.
I like the way that the McLarens look.
I don't keep up to date with, like, the latest supercar stuff, you know? Like, I know at the past auto show, the Toronto Auto Show, there was a few really exciting new, like, the new McLaren something was there.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was, but yeah, they're very nice. I think it's just a little too unrealistic for me to ever you know? So it's just, I don't really think about them that often, but I can appreciate them
From afar.
from afar. There we go. I like odd cars and then Porsches.
Yeah.
Someone said I'm not a fan of the Cayenne. That's also not the kind of Porsche I am.
Yeah. It's
Yeah. I think they are awesome, and I have to be honest, they do drive like a 911, like an SUV 911, because that's what it came in to be, right? I would love to have a diesel Cayenne, but when I say I love Porsche, my dream car is a Porsche, it's not the Cayenne or the Macan. It's a 959, and I understand it's an unrealistic dream, so I will gladly take something else. Just a 992. That's fine, a Turbo S. All right, let's see. Mark, what is your zodiac sign?
I don't know. I don't know. Aquarius?
Guys, look.
I don't know. Michael, what's my zodiac sign? I was born in January, if that helps.
Well, sometimes they overlap months. Not sometimes. I think most of the time they overlap months.
Here, I'll check for you guys. Just for you guys.
I am a Libra. Gabby, come out on the track with me May 29th to 31st. We'll do a full test of 20 plus models. I am all for it. How much does a 959 go for Canadian? Think millions. Very expensive. Very expensive. I'm a Pisces. January is Aquarius. Okay, yeah.
Aquarius.
Nice. So an Aquarius and a Libra.
It says independent, intelligent. Both me. Oh goodness, has me to a T.
Do you know when your pre-sale EV5s are coming in? So, quite honestly, I thought they would have already been here by now. That was the thought, that was the hope. I gotta say, hopefully in the next 2 months, but at this point, I don't have an exact date for landing. I will check in with Pat and Tim once this video is over, which we should probably end it off now, and see if there's any update, and I will put that in the comments once this video is done, if I get an answer. But yeah, the pre-sale EV5s, we were under the impression they would be here by now, considering it was a pre-sale. But no, I was surprised we even got the EV4s before the EV5s came out.
Yeah.
It's honestly a little strange, but I guess that's just how it's going right now for Kia Canada.
Thank you, Paul Williams, for the 20 pounds.
Thank you, Paul. Seriously. Oh
Yeah.
my God. You guys. You guys. Eduardo said Jollibee. Yes. In the last 3 years, the value of Concours Condition 959 Sport has nearly tripled from about 6,000, so over 600,000 to 1.5 billion, million. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, not exactly in my price range, you guys, but a girl can dream. If anyone has a 959 they would like to let me drive, please let me know. I will say yes. But all right, you guys, we will end off today's video. Tomorrow is a busy day. It's a flight day. It is a Kia day. It is, I can't tell you what we're doing in the evening, but it does involve Kia, and it does involve a vehicle we haven't filmed before. So whether we can or can't film there is entirely up to them, but we are going to try. And if we cannot do it, we will tell you all about it the next day. Anyway, take care, you guys. We will see you on Wednesday for sure. 9:55 a.m. Be there or be square. And you know what? Maybe the vehicle that's being premiered will be square too. I guess we'll find out, and hopefully we'll find out together. Bye, guys.
Bye.